Athena Clearwater opened her gray-green eyes for the first time on 19 March 1998 in a cedar clapboard cottage set high on piling stumps above the teal shallows of Washington's Hood Canal. Outside, loon calls jittered across glass water, and her mother, a traveling funk trumpet soloist who tucks pressed dry Pacific rhododendron blossoms inside her mute pouch, played a sweet slur that rattled chipped teacups on the shelf. Her father, a night shift bridge light inspector who sketches cloud orchids on shipping invoices, bent close enough that his freckles fused with hers and promised the new arrival that peer gossip, hallway side glances, and clothing racks cutting off at 14 would always inch out of the way for anyone brave enough to live at full size. Girls had moved through the Clearwater clan for 100 tidal cycles. No one fussed when baby Athena shredded a second flannel blanket long before the kettle began to whistle. Grandma Sage threaded a sail repair needle through the tears, patched them with scraps sliced off an old racing spinnaker, then laughed that 2 hands of extra cloth cost pennies, while shrinking a child could bankrupt an entire horizon of daylight. Elementary corridors smelled of cedar pencil shavings, raspberry kringle escaping from the cafeteria door, and cold salt breeze sneaking through tilted louvers. Athena already perched half a head taller than her table mates, eclipsing the projector beam whenever she traced salmon spawning routes on the pull-down atlas. One wet recess, 2 classmates hop-skipped around her chanting, "Tug barge," every time her gumboat slapped chalk squares. That evening, she prowled the wreck line, pocketed soda caps, burnished pearl by surf, threaded them on fishing leader, stitched the rattling chain along her seafoam hoodie, and walked into class at dawn, scattering rainbow freckles across water-stained ceiling tiles. A visiting music aide captured 7 shaky seconds on a borrowed phone, posted the shimmer to a new video nook, and by lunch, 15,000 strangers had applauded the girl who forged mockery into a lighthouse flare. Athena printed 1 lavender line beside long division homework. Clouds crowd only until you flash them bright enough to scat. Saturday dawns belonged to the community pier, where her mother's trumpet riffs braided with diesel coughs from oyster boats, skillet hiss from salmon burger stalls, and gulls heckling over sardine scraps. Ready-made jeans thawed at Athena's thighs, so she traded tip jar quarters for sun-bleached gill net, unraveled it into rope, crocheted high-rise culottes, sprayed sand dollar silhouettes in squid ink, then posed at marmalade sunset against rusting bollards, while her cousins snapped grainy frames. Each photograph drifted into a diary she named Lantern Glide. The same week, a shiny photo app breezed across patchy fjord towers. Captions toggled between dog slang and blunt truths such as curves anchor gusts steadier than seawalls. 2 months before her 16th birthday, 53,000 unseen friends tapped tiny hearts under every coral frame, proof that glowing rectangles hush cafeteria sneers faster than any assistant principal's whistle. A marine energy scholarship hauled her to the University of Victoria. Mornings dissolved in wave tank labs, and nights belonged to a 24-hour bannock wagon, glowing neon guava under wind-bent cedars. The heat lamp doubled as ring light. Between honey orders, she filmed 90-second reels, folding parchment into lavender barrettes while decoding dart rotation in half-lecture zips, half-shoreline lull. An upload laid harbor seal chips over a lo-fi shuffle while she chain-stitched reflective anchor braid into thrifted denim. 48 hours later, the counter sailed past 1.4 million. Co-style pages dubbed her the Bannock Couturière, yet every brand pitch still capped at size 16. She filed each deck in a folder marked Shrinking Nets, wiped maple glaze from her cuff, and rolled another bannock log. Storm drew week, delivered an email stitched with Columbia sportswear thread. They hoped she would co-design a spray shell capsule titled Tide Lantern. Athena answered with 3 peer-firm terms. Patterns must stretch to 60-inch hips, half the production crew hired out of community college fashion cohorts, 10% of net profit funneled to kelp forest rebuilds from Tofino to Tacoma. Columbia said yes before dawn-painted lab beakers rose. The shoot unfolded on a low-tide sandbar where baby plovers scribbled commas toward mirror water. She coached paddleboarders of every outline across glassy ripples while the drone traced lazy infinity shapes overhead. When the lookbook dropped, each extended size jacket vanished in 41 hours across 31 countries. Lantern Glide tipped above 700,000 lantern icons, and she cried powdered sugar tears into the bannock batter vat. Swing by your first beacon of courage. If this story already stirs your own rhythm, press subscribe now. One light tap nails your pew on this pier so the next voyage rolls into your feed before algorithm tides can shift the channel. Scroll later and you will find a link in the description that thousands where maps the clearest route to genuine romance. The same conversation science that helps any man invite magnetic intrigue every single time. Spotlight Shimmer Tug and Rumor Goes. A clickbait vlog insisted Athena cinch iron plates around her waist beneath Thai lantern shells. At dawn, she paddled a cedar board beyond eelgrass ribbons, steadied bare feet in cotton shorts and sports bra, traced each silver stretch line with crushed bougainvillea, then blew a trumpet riff so raw pelicans froze mid-wing. 10 million viewers reposted the proof, dusting fuchsia pollen across their own curves, until gossip sank like foam at slack tide. Choco honey wagon wages twisted with capsule royalties and whipped into Stormheart butter, a cloud soft cream swirling spruce tip custard, kumquat oil, and mica sparks that glow seashell white in foam flies. 19,000 tins cooled on her father's chart desk, lids tied with braided long line, each tag stamped "Moisturize your horizon." Full inventory drained in 82 minutes, lifting $198,000. 20% planted, vegan grants shipping industrial surgers and hydrophones to plus-size teens in shoreline schools from Prince Rupert to Port Angeles. 8 months later, 37 vegan teams dreamed a floating fashion and well song gala aboard a retro crab boat draped in solar lanterns. Sunrise color spilling into classrooms from Kingston to Kyoto. Victoria Harbor Fashion Night minted new dock lore when a backstage event shredded her indigo mesh gown from hip to knee 90 heartbeats before runway. Athena ripped neon dock rope off a scaffolding rail, laced the gap like boot hooks and strode the planks as if the spice had lived in every sketch. Camera shutters cracked like kettle corn. Vogue Pacific crowned the save rope, Cadence rescue, and another million lantern sparks lit before saxophones warmed the after-party sky. An unhappy intern leaked clipped emails implying she demanded halibut tower banquets and chauffeured skiffs for her rescue cormorant, Orbit. She posted a chainful link, refillable water urns, lentil stew for crew, caption monitors for deaf stylists. That month's affiliate stream, $136,000, funded biodegradable crab trap pilots off Clayoquot Sound. Fans echoed her peer credo, receipts shine brighter than rumor grit until whispers flatten like sea lettuce at ebb tide. Family steers her compass. Twice every month, she streams Porch Line Groove, mom sliding soulful phrases beside a propane griddle, dad reading cloud haiku, Athena upcycling thrift denim while Orbit waddles loops through maple sugar. One broadcast passed 9 million viewers when the birds sneezed glitter onto the lens. A seabird refuge now sponsors each stream, tagging rehabilitated cormorants with solar beacons paid by Stormheart butter income. Butter revenue skimmed above 12 million before spring equinox 2. Athena leased a dormant herring shed, cut skylights through corrugated tin, hired furloughed deckhands and design grads to whip custard and knot lids by hand during midday brass house playlists. Auditors pushed shrink seals. She repeated Grandma Sage's axiom, fingertips preserve legend longer than any plastic clamp, and rope tie stayed. Her feed shows raw sky. Basalt Ridge portraits live beside Bannock truck selfies captioned, same sky, different tide. She posts breath loops recorded in sea caves, printable resilient sheets in English and Sonage, therapy voucher codes buried 3 flicks down. 137,000 readers call her shoreline candor their first calm harbor. Community ride nights glitter beneath crushed shell dust. Hundreds wheel sunset causeways wearing Stormheart butter on collarbones and LED kelp tassels spinning off spokes. Ticket money fattens beacon grants and lifts wheelchair snorkel lifts over Crystal Springs. Chowder huts bubble late. Chow bowls climb 15% on ride nights. Athena pedals lead on a vintage cruiser with Orbit plush clipped forward, pausing to knot any rider's trailing sneaker. She is polishing a memoir titled Currents Keep Names, slated for 11 language shelves next spring, while a documentary crew follows her plan to weld retired boy chains into floating maker studios for island schools. Puma's wide-toe wave lantern sneaker launches next quarter, threaded with reflective rope cushioned by algae foam, steering 10% of revenue into beacon nurseries hugging the northwest shoreline. Second Stark arrives soft as tide. If the subscribe badge still blazes crimson, cool it to moon gray now. One fingertip sets you on the manifest, so next week's tide docks in your notifications before algorithm undertow can rearrange the route. Remember, the love link in the description waits 24/7 for any sailor ready to charter fresh heart water. Playback easies towards slack water. In the description, you will find new Stormheart 10s, Beacon Grant portals, tonight's Porchline playlist, and that confidence compass thousands lean on to step from hello to warm spark. Every resource free, one click away. If the Soda Cap Spine Shimmer, Rope Safe Gown Rescue, or Orbit Glitter Sneeze coaxed even half a grin, tap, like, drop your brightest ripple in the comments, share this crossing with a friend whose sails droop flat. Every curve redirects currents, every scar refracts lighthouse beams, and the coast bows to anyone sturdy enough to plant both boots on the pier and greet tomorrow eyes bright. Third and final nudge before lamps dim, subscribe this heartbeat, claim your rail, explore the love link tucked below, and meet me on the next Rising Tide when a fresh story flickers just beyond the breakers and courage calls your name again.